Hi, how are you? Justin Brennan with the Brennan Pohle Group. What an amazing opportunity this is. Northwest San Antonio in the medical district, 121 units, Oak Hills Village, I should say. Great property. And I'm going to give you some of the backstory behind it because that's a critical component to you kind of seeing where this property's at, where we're going to take it, and where it needs to go. But the location is unbelievable around the golf course, around the medical center, and all of that. And the great part about it is literally within about 2 miles of the Deschantel, which is another opportunity we're involved with, and about 4 or 5 miles from the Cove. So all within that Northwest San Antonio marketplace, but this one is right in the heart of the medical center district, which is absolutely unbelievable, and I'm going to showcase why. We're going to go through the pitch deck. You can download that and go through all the details. I'm going to go through some of the backstory stuff, some of the things you're not going to know, and the behind-the-scenes information that you definitely need to know if you're interested in investing in this deal. So let's get going. Okay, so here we go, the Oak Hills, and we're going to be rebranding this property to the Oaks at Medical Center. And the reason why we're going to do that is if you go around, and I've driven all the comps, I know the neighborhoods well now, I've been there multiple times, all the key complexes that we're going to be competing with and the ones that are doing very well that we're basically mimicking are all have a key name, and then they're dropping in the medical center there as a tagline underneath the branding to drive a kind of a cachet to the complex. And we're going to do the same. So it's going to be called the Oaks and Medical Center, and that'll be all part of the new branding concept, paint palette, all that stuff that goes on with the signage, all of that in the front of that complex, just so you're aware of that. So I got my cursor going here. I'm going to skim through this real quick. You can download all this. I'll come back to this, but I wanted to jump in really quickly to the backstory about this property and why. Because that is the key. You have to understand the story of this property to really understand why it's such a great deal and opportunity for the future for growth. So, 121 units, operated by really a kind of a more, I want to say mom and pop shop, not really, but not as sophisticated management that really could be there, okay? And they had a fire in 2020 on 12 units. Let me come here to the aerial so you can understand this, okay? 12 units right here in front, okay, had a fire in it. Pretty much burned down almost the entire thing. And in any event, they have now been fully rebuilt. They're done. They're re-renting those slowly now. But in that process, you had those all vacant, okay, these all vacant. But because of maybe the not proper management, whatever was going on, and these things being such an eyesore in the front along this road that gets awesome traffic and visibility, okay, it hampered the rest of the complex. So then now they currently have about 28 units in the complex vacant as of almost now. And now they're starting to re-rent those back up since these are now complete. They're literally just finished here in September, and now the complex is going to start to be filling back up. So that shouldn't take too long, and then by the time we take control of it and get our management crews and our sophistication involved, we'll have those things get back up to a 90% occupancy relatively quickly. And then we want to have a handful of maybe 10 to 11 units vacant, which will actually expedite our renovation process, okay, past the, say, 4 to 5 a month, which would be traditional on a complex of this size. We can get 10, 11 done pretty quickly and then back onto the market and hopefully start to push those new rents. So I want to kind of showcase this aerial to give you an idea. So these 12 up here had a fire. It had an issue with the rest of these, and that's why that backstory is so key, because it had a high vacancy. I think up to 78% occupancy. So it had a almost a 30%, I guess less than 30% vacancy rate, 25+% vacancy rate. But that's because of that. And then now that's now starting to fill back up. So it's close to 80% now, almost 85%. And I think by the time we take it over, it'll be better than that. So I want you to understand that, because that's the beauty of it, because it got overlooked by some other groups. There were 15 offers on this property. We got into the best and final with a couple other groups, and we were fortunate enough to pick this property up. And the location is absolutely spectacular, so you're aware of that. So why the Oak Hills Village? The economics within Northwest San Antonio, the NSA, the National Security Agency for the kind of the Midwest market, obviously the East Coast NSA. Now you have this Texas NSA and the tech industry, the golf course with the country club that this property backs up to and is surrounded by, the San Antonio Medical Center, enormous job growth, buildings, skyscrapers going up. You go drive down there, you'll see all the the cranes in the air and all of that stuff going on there. It's pretty exciting to see what's going on in Northwest San Antonio. Great renovation strategy. There's 29 townhomes in the complex, which is awesome. Those are the ones that surround the outside of it near the golf course. So backyard opportunities there for sure, and pushing the rents, $185 in rent premiums through renovations, both interior and exterior. Management upside. Like I said, improper management. We're putting a full-blown great management crew in place, nice strategy in place to boost income on the other income, boost the RUBS for reimbursements, to get some of the utilities expenses billed back and capture a lot of that, and then pushing the rents up to meet the market, right, where the other comps are at surrounding it. Strong rent growth, limited supply, proximity to robust employment. Like I said, here's that aerial, and I'm going to show you this other one right here. So here's the Oak Hills Village. You got the country club, right? This is a huge medical center. You literally drive down here, make a right. I mean, you're right in the heart of it. It's amazing. Now, this is another class kind of B plus property here to our right, class A property 2 doors down. And then you come over here, there's a couple other complexes here, a couple other complexes here, ones that back up over here, and then you get into the medical center, and there's a handful over there of some nice B plus products there as well. So great area, fantastic location in Northwest San Antonio. Interior photos. You can see the Formica countertops. You got old style cabinets, some LVP vinyl in some of the units throughout, but just dated. It's just dated. Not horrible, but just dated. So we're going to come in with the interior renovation plan, dropping in either quartz tops or granite on vast majority of the units, if not all of them. Washer dryer installs, kitchen renovations with shaker cabinets, some backsplash, nice little fixtures on the plumbing, either stainless steel or black appliances. Gray style LVP vinyl, repaint with a modern gray. You can see kind of the backsplashes here with undermount sinks and stuff with either gray or white cabinets. In the vanities in the bathrooms, either doing a floating vanity or a nice vanity in there with dual sinks, especially on some of those 2-bedroom, 1-baths or 2-bedroom, 2-bath units. You can do some dual vanities to give a little extra luxury feel, especially with the primary. Exterior photos. This is the pool area. It's going to get resurfaced. This is the laundry facility that I'll get into some details on, that we can actually turn that into a fitness center later down the road once maybe the laundry facility is not needed. And interior courtyard, it's going to look awesome. So you can kind of see this courtyard effect. Can look like this courtyard effect, right? This area here, right? And then you come into some signage, dog park, kids area. You kind of see the current exterior. Boom, right? You see what we can do just with some paint, some cedar wood, bring in some accents, just livening the place up, make it look great. You can come in with some cedar wood even over these railings too that we've seen done. That looks fantastic. So those are the exterior concepts for the renovation plan exterior, and then of course the interior. Here's the current unit mix. You can go through this on the pitch deck. Property location, we went through that. Here's all your floor plans that we've gone through. And you can take a further look at the San Antonio marketplace. Right? We always say location, location, location. So 2.8 million people in the total MSA. That includes San Antonio proper of about 1.43, 1.45 million, plus the outskirts of the San Antonio proper, about 2.8 million. Unemployment has dropped drastically, obviously, since COVID. They're down now to 5.6 and probably less than that now. Population increase is over 2%. That's what we want to see. Median income is right where we need it to be. General average occupancies are very good for the marketplace. So all of those things tick off in terms of the basic metrics. You can go through these as well. Median age, how home prices, employment, income, households. That's all here for you to see. Betting big on Texas. Tech and defense, and then explosive growth. San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the United States of America. Most people don't know that, and then I share it with them, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. So then they go Google it or Wikipedia, and they find it out, and they're pleasantly surprised. It gets overshadowed, obviously, because of Austin and because of Dallas. Right? It's no different than San Diego, for example, is the 9th largest city in the United States, but it gets overshadowed by Los Angeles and San Francisco. Same concept. So great marketplace, tech and defense. The BRAC realignment of base relocations and closures. So why that's so important. San Antonio doesn't have 1, 2, 3, has 4 major bases for the United States military in command centers in the United States, all based right there in San Antonio. And then it's connected obviously with Austin because of the tech industry, combining those two with a national security agency that's right in the heart, 4 miles from this property. Right, I'm going to show you that in just a second. And why that's so critical is because of all the job economic drivers, right? And then you have the medical center and everything else, and then the tech combination with the U.S. military. I mean, sky's the limit, guys. So medical jobs growing drastically, right? Within the medical center, there's more cranes than you can imagine. You drive around here, it's all over the place. And this is the MSA. So Oak Hills is obviously come right down the 410 freeway, get off, boom, you're right at the MSA. It's about 5 miles away. And that's the National Security Agency and the Midwest Command, the second headquarters for the NSA outside of the East Coast. Here's your market comps. You can go through these on the pitch deck. This is showing you the 1 bedrooms where we're planning to go. This is showing you the 2 bedrooms in comparison to all the comps where we're planning to go. And then, of course, the 3 bedrooms. We have townhomes, and we have large 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhomes that are awesome. So kind of showing you what we can do there. Here's the financials. You can go through these. You can see some of the assumptions we made. Investor cash flows for you as the limited partner investor. How to invest. Pretty simple. Obviously, you can log right into the portal, go right into the access of the portal. You can schedule a phone call with us. Happy to go through any specific details that pertain to you and go over everything. Shoot us a quick email. But the best thing to do is to start by logging into the portal, making sure you have a free account set up. Set up your reservation, totally free. It's not a full-blown commitment. It just gets you going. And then at least that way, you're in place and you get priority over everybody else. Accredited investor. So this is a 506c offering. So what that means is you have to be an accredited investor in order to invest. What is an accredited investor? Well, this kind of goes through the 5 different ways that you can become an accredited investor or verify that you are. We do obviously trusts, IRAs, 401ks, LLCs, LPs, corporations, not a problem. You can invest through that or you can invest individually. Either way. So these are the ways that you're obviously verified as an accredited investor. The greatest one is down here, number 5. So if you're wondering, oh, I don't know if I'm accredited, well, this may put you into the category. If a person can demonstrate sufficient education or job experience showing their professional knowledge of unregistered securities like these, they too can be qualified as an accredited investor. So don't think if you don't necessarily meet all of these or any one of these that you're automatically out. Here's the case. And we use Verify Investor as our third party to help verify, but we'll walk you through all of that if you have questions or if you're wondering whether or not you meet the criteria. Just reach out to us individually. We'll walk through it. The team. Who are we? The Brennan Pohle Group. And then you'll see the other team members and partners. So Christopher Pohle and myself started the company in 2010 in the midst of the financial crisis. We bought a $100,000 condo in Murrieta, California, turned it into $356,000. Then went to a house, then went to 2 to 4 unit properties, all doing this with our own money. And then started to graduate out of that, right, and get efficient. We're like, okay, we need to go bigger. So we went into 8 to 10 unit properties and did well with those and graduated out of that. And then we wanted to go into much larger stuff, but obviously now we need to syndicate with investors and bring everybody together and go out of state. And that's where we started in Kansas City, Missouri, and that was about 3 years ago into the 30 to 50 unit space, and have now kind of graduated through that and had lots of success in growing through that as well. And really the economies of scale, where it really starts to make sense is that 90 plus unit space. And so we've hedged our way into this 90, under 200 units, north of 90 units, and getting right in our wheelhouse of the next progression in our business model. And that's what we've been doing and having great success with it. And this is now another add to that. Sponsorship team, myself, Christopher Pohle, Mr. Kevin Bass on the analyst side, Rudy Medina. Key principal component there with Rudy and his background is in finance, capital stacks, ground up new development, multifamily, repositioning, renovation. I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars in deals with Rudy Medina. I mean, his background and bandwidth is unreal, and that's why he's been brought in along with us to really bring about a great team, along with Jason Graves as a strategic partner in helping raise capital. You have a great team behind you on the sponsorship side. Legal and accounting team, we put together some of the best with our third-party bookkeepers, CPAs, securities attorneys, business attorneys. We have our transactional attorney with Norman Preet. Great guy and really knows his stuff on helping negotiate the purchase and sale agreements and getting all that in place to best protect us in the partnership. Local property management crews. This one's going to be run by CalPAC. Great company. Property management, they own 4,000 units themselves through another division of their company. They have like 4 or 5 divisions. It's a really incredible company, CalPac Properties, but their management crews are ready to go, and we're really excited to have them on board. And then we have a whole construction management division locally that's going to help run the assembly line renovation process that's critical to making sure that you're not stacking units, you're getting renovations done in a 30 to 45 day window, getting them back on the market, getting re-rented, right? And making sure you're not stacking units and then having high vacancies as you're going through the renovation. It's an assembly line process. It's like musical chairs. You got to do it right, and you got to be really efficient at it. And so between supply chain management, labor, and materials, having the local construction crews ready to go, local property management to help facilitate that in combination with our CM is really, really, really critical to execute the business plan. Some disclosures, and then your investment portal. So you as an investor, you're going to have access to a 24/7 portal. You can log in, see your investment, see the money you have invested, get all your tax documents, get all the financial updates, property updates, videos, and more 24/7 in the portal. You'll be notified every single time we put an update in there, videos in there, all of that, right? So you're going to have monthly updates, and then obviously quarterly, we have all the financials put out as well as distributions that are coming out from a cash flow perspective, as well as updates and all that put together. So you have your own investment portal 24/7, just like you're logging into your bank account. So I hope that helps explain some of it. Once again, go ahead and log into the portal, set up your account if you haven't already. Make sure you have your reservation in there. That's a soft commitment right now. And then we'll help answer any questions you have on the deal itself as it pertains to you specifically. So, all right, so I hope you enjoyed that and got most of your questions answered. But if not, go and set up a personalized phone call. Be happy to get on the phone with you or our other GPs and go over details about the offering specifically as it pertains to you. And we have a live webinar that's kind of pre-saved and pre-recorded. You can watch that again as well. Download our pitch deck. Click the links herein to either set up that phone call, get into the portal, download all the documents, go through it all. You can shoot us an email as well, whatever's going to be easiest for you to get in contact with us to get your questions answered if you do have interest in this offering. And then that way you'll know when the funds are due, how it all works, et cetera, et cetera. So hope that makes sense. We really look forward to getting you involved. So take care. Talk to you soon.